Hasmathullah from G.k.Jain school. Today we are going to continue the fourth chapter, consumption and investment function. Till now we have seen what is consumption. It is nothing but you have an income. When you spend your income on consumption, you spend your income for satisfying your needs. That is what we call consumption. Next we came across the investment. So everything you will not spend on yourself. Something you should have for the future, for your fourth generation, for your coming generation to have enjoyment and to have your look after anything happens to you, accident, anything. In a business, fire take place, all this misconduct is there in the business. So all these kind of purposes can be fulfilled with the help of investment function. Today we will proceed the investment function. Today we have took the accelerator principle. What is the accelerator principle of economics? Nothing but a numerical value of relation between an increase in consumption resulting in increasing in development. So what happened? When there is a numerical value, when there is a number value, when there is a not alphabetic but number value in a what? A relationship. Again here is a relationship between increase in consumption. So if there is an increase in consumption, for example, we have took the consumption and there is a investment. There is a two parties. When this is explained in the terms of number 10, 100, 90, 900, like this, if this is explained in numbers, in numerical aspect, that is what we call accelerator principles, which means you will explain the difference, you will explain the relationship, you will explain the various related aspects of increase in consumption and increase in investment with regards to the numerical value. When you take the numbers with yourself and you say that there is an increase in consumption and there is an increase in investment, that is what we known as, that is what we call accelerator principle. Simple. So when you explain that there is an increase in investment because of there is an increase in investment with the help of numbers, that principle is known as accelerator principle. Let's see the effect of it, how it takes place. Increase in consumer demand. What happened? Consumer asked for the extra demand. Consumer had a demand of 10, then suddenly they have a demand of 100. So when there is a demand in a consumer field, when their consumer increases the demand, what happened? Film gets close to the fill capacity. So for example, we have took the film industry as example. So increase in the film industry. So what happened? We have asked for the increase. So consumer in the market is demanding the extra film. What happened? Film get close to fulfill the gap, and the film industry will try to fulfill the capacity, try to fulfill the demand that is taking place in the market. What happened? And the film will invest in the rising demand, and the film fraternity, the film industry will try to have the extra demand by raising the demand, by raising the product, by raising the potentiality. So there is an increase in demand. What happened? The industry, whatever demand is increasing, they will try to have the increasing demand. After that, they will try to rise the demand in order to satisfy the demand. Okay? Let's see the formula. Accelerator is equal to change in investment divided by change in consumption. With the help of this, you can identify. How it takes place means, for example, we have 1000 rupees of consumption. Then we had 100 rupees of investment. Okay, so investment is 100 rupees and consumption is what? 1000 rupees. In this process, when you divide it, so there is change. For example, this got changed. How? The consumption is now 900 rupees and the investment is now 100 rupees. So this is the way you will identify how 100 divided by 90. 0, 1 by 9. So 1/9 of the properties will get to the investment function. So accelerator will takes you to the where if there is a change in the investment, if there is a change in the investment function, how it has changed in the consumption analysis. That is what we known as the accelerator principle, right? Next, understand the definition. Accelerator coefficient is the ratio between induced investment and an initial change in the consumption. So simple here again, there is a change in the investment as well as change in the ratio. So accelerator principle nothing but there is a changes of investment and consumption. If there is a change in investment, there must be a change in consumption. Let's see some of the principles, some of the assumption why this takes place. Absence of excess capacity in consumer goods industry. So the accelerator principle takes place because of there is a excess there is the absence of excess capacity. So if a firm is in need of $100, they are not that much available in the firm. So for example, we are in a demand of 100, but actual necessary is only 90, but the availability is 90. That is what the absence of excess capacity. So it cannot give you more, it cannot give the entire satisfaction level. Because of that, this accelerator takes place. Constant capital is there, and for the purpose of satisfying the accelerator, you should have the constant capital. Next, increase in demand assumed to be a permanent, and they says that in accelerator system the increase in demand should be there. They say that there is an increase in demand, that's the reason there is an increase in consumption, and that's the reason there is an increase in investment. Next, supply of fund and other inputs are quite elastic, and they also say that supply of funds and other funds are elastic. Last, capital goods are perfectly divisible, and they say that capital goods can be divided, capital goods can be segregated into various parts, and they can help the nature. For example, we have took the operational accelerator principle with the help of this diagram. How means there is an industry. Okay, try to understand in a simple way. There is an industry. In an industry, there is 1,000 units we are going to produce. Okay, so we have 1,000 units. We want to produce. We have 10 machines. For producing the 1,000 units of any product, we have 10 machines. Now suddenly there is an increase of units. Now the increase of unit is 2,000 rupees. So how much? Easily to understand that we need 20 machines, right? Then there is 1,000 machine, 1,000 product we need to manufacture. We had 10 machines. Now when we have to manufacture the 200 product, suddenly what we'll do, we have to increase the 20 machines. This is the principle of accelerator principle, which means when there is a certain level of output is there with you, and you will have the same kind of input. So with the match, input and output should be equal. To matching the input and output, you should have the proper utilization of available resource that you have. That's the relationship. If there is an increase in investment, there must be increase in consumption. With the help of this formula, let's try to understand. We have took x-axis as income, y-axis as saving and investment. See, first digit is saving. This curve is representing saving. Now we have took the I1, investment curve 1, investment curve 2. How? See, this is what the income represents. Okay, this curve is representing the income, and this is investment and saving. This curve, see, till here you have nothing. You don't have income at all. Till here you don't have income at all, but still you have the investment here, you have investment here. How? You have the investment follow here and there. How this take place? As in the previous class I have told you that if there is an income or not, if the person is earning or not, he has to make some of the consumption. He has to take the rice, he has to take the food, he has to have the clothes, he should have shelter. These are the necessity of a life. Whether a person earns or not, he have to make a spend. That's the reason this part is nil. They don't have income, still they have them. That's a saving line goes up. What happened? Then investment take place. Investment 1, investment 2, investment 3, investment 4. All this curve take place, and the first point even when meet where saving, investment and investment 2, 3 lines. So first we had a savings. On that we have investment. We have made some investment. Again we have made an investment. There we meet an equilibrium. There we satisfy the most. We had an income. We have made a savings. We have made an investment. We again made an investment. This is the perfect time of extra benefit. You have the most extract benefit at the equilibrium 1. Next, go to the equilibrium 2. See here, you have only 2. Savings plus E3. Investment 3. Here, you have only double effect. Here, you have a triple effect. You had saving, you had investment 1 and investment 2. But here, you have just investment 3 along with the saving. Now, it goes up, and that enjoys another most important benefit. How? E3. It's enjoy another benefit of E3, which means equilibrium 3, where you have saving at the highest, you have the investment at the highest, you have investment 2 as a highest. So everything whatever you have in the accelerator principle, it's reaching the highness, and here you enjoy the very much benefit. Here you see that because this principle itself says that if there is an increase in consumption, which because of increase in investment. See, increase in investment, increase in saving, and increase in consumption. Everything takes place at the same and particular time, right? So this is what the accelerator system. Nothing but simple. In one line you can get a marks, 2 marks. How? It's nothing but a simple relationship between what? An increase in consumption and with resulting increase in the investment, right? Next, see super multiplier. We have seen the multiplier. Now it's super multiplier. That is nothing but K and B interaction, which means the combination of multiplier and accelerator. The process of calculating the induced investment and induced consumption together to have a total effect and investment is called super multiplier. It's nothing but when you calculate the total induced investment and total induced consumption, that is what we call as super multiplier. What happened in the multiplier, we just calculate about the induced investment. In the accelerator, we just calculate about the induced consumption. In the super multiplier, we calculate both induced investment plus induced consumption. Why? To know the total effect of the investment. Whatever investment we have, we'll take all the investment and utilize it for the purpose of satisfying our need. That's a simple way. Formula: K plus B is equal to, K is equal to 1 minus 1 divided 1 minus P plus B is equal to change in investment divided by change in consumption. So we know the formula of multiplier. Here just we know the accelerator formula. If you add both, you will get the super multiplier. Nothing but here we take the total investment in order to give the effect of total investment. You have 1,000 rupees. You have 1,000 rupees as an investment. You take this 4,000 rupees and divide it. Something for investment and something for the consumption. When you study this both together, this is what we call super multiplier. Simple. Next we have leverage effect. It's nothing but it's all a multiplier and the accelerator together. When you join the accelerator and multiplier principle together, it's known as leverage effect. How you will identify with the help of this formula? Y is equal to C plus IA plus IP. C plus IA plus IP. Y means income, C is consumption, IA is autonomous investment, IP is an induced investment. So here, what again happened? You have the induced investment, you have the autonomous investment. When you add it together with the consumption function, that's what it takes place, that's what it gives the leverage effect. It's nothing but, we both are same only. Here, we just take the induced investment and induced consumption. Here we take the autonomous and the induced investment together with the purpose of utilizing the entire investment we have and to fulfill the total investment for the purpose of utilizing the future uses and to have the maximum consumption analysis. With this, the consumption and investment function gets over. Simple to understand these two words. Consumption and investment function is basically nothing but an ideal relationship between an ideal aspirant relationship between how much you have an income. If you have a 5,000 income, out of 5,000 income, how much you are spending for your personal growth, how much you are saving. This calculation, this theory is all about the consumption and investment function. Okay.